Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is anxiety disorder. So in this busy life, everyone might be facing this situation where you get anxious with no reasons and something like that. This is something to do with stress. So let me give you more details about this particular disorder today. So our body's natural response to stress. So you might be facing a lot of stress in your life because of various reasons. So your body's response to this stress can lead to anxiety. So on a long run, this can lead to issues, but you need to think about how to cope up this, how to come out from this. So those kind of strategies will be important. So it may be normal, like being anxious is good in some way because you think of doing it in a better way. So when you're facing your first job interview or you're giving your first speech in school, so these are few examples to tell you how people can get anxious. But this is good to some extent, but if this becomes continuous and you're not able to cope up with this, then it becomes a difficult task. So if it is lasting for a long time and it is interfering with your life, like because of being too much anxious, you're not able to concentrate on your job or you're not able to give family time. So all these are simple things which you may think that it's simple, but people who are facing this anxiety disorders, they will understand how difficult it is for them to cope up with all this. So that is why this becomes a serious issue. So according to American Psychiatric Association, there is a study which they did and which proves that, or which tells that women are more prone to this kind of anxiety disorder compared to men. That might be true because women can have to do multiple tasks at a time. They cannot concentrate on only one thing. They have family, children, house, and even work in now busy schedule. So that is what is happening, and that is why we need to discuss about this anxiety disorder. So coming to types of anxiety disorders, we have different things like panic disorders, like some people get a lot of panic attacks. Some little problem happen, they get a lot of attacks, their palpitations increases, they cannot concentrate. Some have some problems related to phobia. Okay, they might be having fear to something, like phobia can be for anything. So different types of phobia that can lead to issues. Some have social anxiety disorder, like they cannot face the society very well. They have a fear that they'll be judged in the society. So those kind of disorders will be there in some people. Some people will have obsessive compulsive disorder. That means you have a repetitive behavior. Like even if you have done the task, you will not remember and you will do that repetitive behaviors again and again. So those kind of obsessive compulsive disorder issues are also there in some people. Some will have anxiety if they have separation with their family. So those kind of fear of being away from their loved ones. So there also, because of having a lot of homesickness and those kind of issues, some students or some people can get into this kind of anxiety disorder. And some anxiety disorder is based on illness, like you had a good health, suddenly your health is dropping down, you're not able to cope up with your life, and that is why you end up with anxiety. So there can be different reasons or different types of anxiety disorders, and these are few of them. So coming to physical symptoms of anxiety disorders, the person may have a lot of dizziness, they may have a dry mouth, their heart palpitations goes high and high. You can listen to your heartbeat, which is very loud enough. They may have tremors, they will have stomach aches, headaches. So these kind of symptoms are commonly seen in these people, and they'll have excessive sweating because of fear, and they can have insomnia. So these are few of the physical symptoms that are seen in this disorder. So coming to other symptoms, they'll have a lot of anxious thoughts. Okay, too much overthinking can lead to issues. They'll be restless, they cannot concentrate on anything. They'll be having a lot of body pains because of these disorders. They are having very much trouble in concentrating. So this is definitely going to lead to a lot of issues because they cannot concentrate on their work nor on their family. Apart from that, they will have a lot of fatigue. They may not be able to even sleep properly, because of which they might require sleep pills to sleep, which can again lead to health issues. And there will be a lot of irritation in those people. Like if you just talk to them, they start bombarding on you because they are irritated because of this disorder. So what actually causes this anxiety disorders? One is your brain chemistry. So let me give you more details about this later. This can be even running through families. So like in your family, if someone, close family member is facing this kind of anxiety disorder that can end up even in you sometimes because of the genetic predisposition. It might be even influenced by the social media. Okay, social kind of influences also can lead to anxiety disorder. So this is basically a chemical imbalance that happens because of long lasting stress. So I'm telling you, small stress or something called as eustress is good for your development. But if this stress continues for a long time and you're not capable to cope up with this, it leads to a lot of chemical imbalances in you, which can lead to issues. There can be even environmental factors which can lead to these issues. And not only that, even lifestyle factors, breakup in your love life or something like that also can lead to anxiety disorders. So who are at risk? Definitely people with personality traits, like from the beginning in your life, you're a lot of nervousness is there in you. You're too much shy to come out to speak to people. So these kind of personality traits, if it is there, then they are more prone to these kind of disorders. I'm not telling that definitely they will get these disorders, but they are more prone to these kind of disorders if they have a lot of personality traits. Life history, like too much negative happening in your life from the beginning of your life. So these kind of negative thoughts can further lead to anxiety, which can end up in these kind of disorders. Genetics, we already spoke about. Apart from that, if you are having certain health issues like something related to thyroid problems and something related to that, there also a lot of hormonal imbalances will be happening, because of which it can end up with anxiety disorders. And apart from that, even stimulants, like if you are having anxiety disorders, it is recommended that you consume less caffeine and you consume less of those medications which can lead to more anxiety. So coming to the mechanism, as I told you, so this is the stress or trauma. Okay, so when there is too much stress, your brain becomes active. It releases a lot of signals to other parts of the body, and then you have your immune system taking charge, and these immune cells, something like macrophages and T cells, these are immune cells, they release a lot of inflammatory cytokines. So these are the main reason for anxiety. So these inflammatory cytokines like IL-1, IL-6, TNF and IFN, so these are few of them. So these will again signal your brain, and that will lead to a lot of fear, anxiety, so those kind of symptoms in you. So basically it is something to do with chemical imbalance because of continuous stress that is happening in you. So this is a simple mechanism to show you how this is happening. So when should you see a doctor? So if you're feeling that you're worrying too much, okay, even for simple reasons, you're taking too much tension, it is interfering with your life, relationships, then definitely it's better you see a doctor. Okay, so it might be very difficult to control in these people, like even for small things, they start crying, they get depressed. So those kind of symptoms are seen. And it can be even linked to suicidal thoughts, like even for small things, they're not able to cope up because of this disorder. They will think of committing suicide or having negative thoughts. So these kind of issues are there, and that will definitely require a medical emergency. So it's better to treat if you get help early. So that is why it's better to see a doctor. So which kind of doctors you need to see? Definitely a psychiatrist. Okay, so these are the people who can help you in diagnosis of this particular anxiety disorders. So they will ask you some questions, they may give you a questionnaire to fill. So these are few ways by which they try to understand your situation. Apart from that, they might write some physical exams and lab tests also, because I told you a chemical imbalance speaks a lot. So by doing lab tests, they will try to check these levels, and by then they will get to know the actual situation. They may even do certain physiological evaluations, and they follow something called as the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorder. So this will give them more details, like how to talk to patients and how they have to go about. So these kind of psychiatrists examine you, and that is how they can help you come out from this particular situation. So how can you cope up? Definitely you have to think about your stress management ways. So each one of us will have one or the other hobbies. So try to stick to those hobbies, see what excites you, try to concentrate on those events. You can even join certain support groups. There are certain support groups available in social media like Facebook and other places, where people share their similar problems and other people give their suggestions. So these kind of support groups you can concentrate on. You can read their post. You might feel better. You can get educated, understand why this is happening. Try to limit caffeine, go for lifestyle changes, and you can talk to your healthcare provider about this. So only if you talk to them, tell what is happening to you. Only then they can think of how to solve this issue. So if you don't talk, if you don't speak, if you don't tell them, then definitely it will be difficult for you itself, right? So that is why you have to think about these things, and you need to speak up, okay? You need to open up. That is why think who is close to you, you can talk to those people. They can help you some way. So in this way, a lot of psychotherapies and medications might help you to come out from this particular disorder. So some natural things what you can do is getting enough sleep. Okay, sometimes people become anxious, or they get angry because they are not getting enough sleep. Okay, so sleep is very important. At least 7 to 8 hours per day. You have to see to it that you sleep, and meditation can help in some people. Okay, so if you are good, you can go for meditation or yoga kind of things. You need to stay active. Okay, so this is important, because if you become inactive, there's a chance that you become more vulnerable to these kind of systems. So stay active whenever possible. Stay healthy, eat healthy, and try to quit smoking. Try to avoid caffeine. Too much caffeine is bad. And try to avoid alcohol. So these are few things, natural things which you can do. This will only help you in some extent, but definitely you need to consult a doctor. So coming to the takeaway messages, we have seen what exactly is anxiety disorders and what can lead to these problems. We have also seen how this mechanism happens because of too much chemical imbalance in you. So definitely you need to think positive. You need to seek support whenever you want, and definitely consult a doctor. So particularly psychiatrist you need to consult. So be positive, stay positive. So this is the takeaway message for today. So these are the references which I used for making this PPT for you. Thank you for watching. If you feel that this video is worth liking, please like my video. Please share it with people, so that if people are facing these issues of anxiety disorder, this video can be of some help to them. Please subscribe to my channel, and please like the bell icon, and so that you get instant notifications on new videos that I upload. Thank you so much for your support. Have a good day.